I think we should be live. We should be live right now. I am not sure. I hope we are. Can I get a confirmation from somebody? We are live?
We're live.
We are live? All right, well, the Lefty Show starts right now.
Lefty. This is the Lefty Show.
All right, welcome everybody to the Lefty Show, episode number 8, and we are breaking new ground here. I am your host, Lefty. In the middle there is our lovely producer, Katie. Over there, I got to do like a new thing now. I got to be like, over there is my co-host, Dr. Chiz. We have a guest. First time ever on the Lefty Show, breaking new ground. It's Hutch.
Oh, this is the first time. This is the first time we've had a guest.
Yeah, first time we've had a guest.
How do I tweet this out? Is it just the URL that's in the browser right now?
No, not that. No.
Not that one.
Don't tweet that
I will give you it in the Google Hangout chat. There you go.
Put it in the Google Hangout chat.
That would end horribly.
Oh, this is you're pushing it to YouTube too.
Yeah, no. I'm pushing it. That's how we're streaming. The thing in the top of the browser, the Google Hangout.
That's just us.
That's us, and that would allow people to join the stream at will, which we don't really want to do.
No.
All right.
I'm sure that'll happen at some point during the show, though. But anyway, welcome. First guest ever. And
well, it's good to
guest to have.
Thanks for having me.
Do you feel like you're breaking new ground, like you're walking on the moon? Do you feel like, because I think it's on par with that.
You should feel patriotic right now.
Because of my invitation to be on your podcast? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about ready to snort cocaine off of 5 dead hookers.
I'd be disappointed if you weren't.
So.
Anyway.
That's a normal Tuesday or what day is it?
Thursday. Today is Thursday.
Christ. Oh, my God.
Well, there you go.
Bad.
Now we know what you're doing on Tuesday is snorting cocaine off of dead hookers.
Not cocaine.
The inside of Hutch.
Anyway, welcome. This is the 8th episode. You can follow all of us on Twitter. I am at Lefty643. Our lovely producers at Little Miss Katie, Kaity, at Dr. Chiz, my co-host, and it's at Zomygod, it's Hutch, and the O is actually a 0.
That's a 0, friend.
That's a 0. On you know what I forgot to do on my YouTube channel right now? I forgot to change it to something. Hold on. This is bad. I'm involving people in.
It's a little unprofessional.
You know what? This is the producer's job. This would be the job of a producer.
Job.
And you know what? Guess who's not doing their job right now? Guess who's doing? Guess who's not doing?
Little Miss Red.
Guess who's not
Katie?
doing their? Yeah, Katie is not doing her job.
Look, you made the guest leave already. The guest is gone,
This whole
Katie.
podcast is a fucking farce, and if Katie's not taking it seriously, then I'm not taking it seriously.
He just quit, Katie. Oh my God.
This is already the best show we've ever had.
He's stripping off clothes and leaving.
This is already the best.
Oh, it's getting hot. It's getting hot, and you know what? I'm gonna put on sunglasses too. I don't care if people call me a goddamn douche, but the sun is literally like in my fucking face.
Well, yeah, that's because like one entire wall of your apartment is just glass.
His windows, yeah.
It's sliding glass doors.
So I mean, you know,
it's not a big place. Sorry, go ahead.
We want to apologize for how the producer just treated you. We didn't mean for you to storm off like that.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. You know, it's not my first rodeo with unprofessional producers, so.
You know, Katie, I think your time on the Lefty Show
I can't take myself seriously with these.
has come to an end. I'm sorry.
Did I get you fired now? Oh dear, I'm so sorry.
Yep. You definitely did.
He's not really sorry.
No, he's not.
I don't know you.
It's okay. But anyway, we got a lot going on. You can also interact with the show if you're on Twitter and you use hashtag or pound. I say pound.
We say pound.
Because that's back in the day.
There you
remember,
go.
That's hipster shit right there.
You pound this, pound that on the phone when you're, I don't know, dialing movie phone. Did movie phone use it?
I would assume so.
I don't know. Anyway.
No, pound was more for like if you're trying to navigate through the AT&T menu or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. You never really...
Yeah. So, but anyway, hashtag Lefty Show on Twitter. Just add that to the beginning, the middle, the end of your tweet. Anywhere in the between, really. Doesn't matter. We will see that if we ask you questions, if you want to interact with the show, you want to let us know this, that, or the other thing, hashtag Lefty Show is how you do it. Also, if you are enjoying the show, be sure to drop a like, leave a comment. The comment section is there. It's also a lot bigger character limit than Twitter. So if you got something to say, you want to talk, because we're going to talk. This is going to be a big boy show.
You want to talk turkey.
But there's a lot of comments, so it's really hard to...
That's why the hashtag is better.
That's why the hashtag is
yes.
better. Hashtag
Okay.
works as well. All that stuff. Hashtag Lefty Show. But yeah, this is going to be a big boy show. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff because Chiz basically tried to take over the show. It was like a coup. There was a coup.
I provided topics to which he...
No. You came to me yesterday. You were like, dude, don't worry about it. Got the show all planned out for tomorrow.
I was like, we got topics.
And now you got a cigarette in your hand. Second. I'm pretty sure it's because Hutch is in the house. You just want to show off for Hutch. That's why you're...
it's if one person lights up a cigarette, there's no fucking way the other person's not going to light up.
It's a social thing. You've been a smoker, Lefty. Don't be like that.
I understand, but yeah, okay, then why are you wearing your little hat? What's with your hat?
Because we were going to have a big boy talk, so I put this hat on.
No, you put the big boy hat on because Hutch is here. You want to show off for Hutch.
No, we were going to have an intellectual conversation.
No. You wanted to show off for Hutch.
I'm standing right here.
Katie said the same thing. Katie spent about 45 minutes putting on makeup. I'm like, what? I don't get that, but Hutch does.
Katie, I'm insulted because that looks like about 10 minutes worth of makeup. I'm just kidding. I totally don't even mean that.
Everybody make up for Hutch being a dick by tweeting at Little Miss Katie.
I think you're lovely. I don't mean any of that. I'm just kidding.
She is very pretty. Everybody tweet her nice things. Tweet her nice things about how pretty she is. I think. But anyway,
how awesome my hat is.
No, not how awesome your hat is.
You said it was awesome.
It is a little bit awesome, but it's not that awesome. Anyway, we've got a lot of topics that Chiz tried to take over the show with that we're probably not going to get to because that's not how we roll on the Lefty Show.
Yeah, regardless of who contributes topics, we don't cover them.
Because somewhere I'm going to say banana guacamole, and then we're going to start talking about George Carlin. Hutch, your thoughts on George Carlin? I think that's got to be a rite of passage.
George Carlin is one of the top 3 most influential people that have ever come into my life, indirectly or directly.
See, that's what I said. I always put in the top 3 historical figures for me.
Okay.
Noam Chomsky, George Carlin, and Howard Zinn. But Neil Tyson deGrasse Neil deGrasse Tyson is starting to.
He's pretty good for being
He's fucking phenomenal.
Black astrophysicist.
There's a... Oh, wow, Lefty.
Well, he's black! What? It's a joke!
I know, I'm just kidding. But there's a great hour-long video of him talking with Stephen Colbert, and it's on YouTube, and it's so enlightening. And if you guys have a free hour, then you should watch it. Is
Colbert in character, or is
No, he's not actually. That's why it's interesting. He starts in character, and I think what happened was is it Neil Tyson deGrasse or Neil
deGrasse Tyson? Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I think what happened is what he ended up saying was so interesting and engaging that it was kind of hard. It was kind of hard for Colbert to stay into character, but that's why that video is so amazing. And they're both like one of the most. Colbert is one of the best entertainers in the world right now, and deGrasse Tyson's one of the smartest people. But anyways,
better than Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert. You think better than what
I think they're good for different reasons. I think Jon Stewart's better at. It's so hard to compare those two because Colbert is fucking fearless. He went up there for the for that press media event, and I don't know. I would have been shaking. I would have been violently shaking. But Jon Stewart's such a skilled orator. He can word him. He's very articulate and eloquent, and I think he's perhaps more so than Colbert. And you, Lefty, of course.
See, there you go. The Lefty Show. That's how. See, he knows how to be a guest, and I'm pointing in his direction. He knows.
I'm gonna really try to not talk a lot because my first instinct is to take over any conversation I'm in. But I will.
No, that's fine. No, people want to hear you. People want to hear you, not me.
I'm trying to lighten up, guys.
Nobody cares about this show. The show's bad.
No.
The show's bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's just self-deprecating. You're proud of the show, and you know it, buddy.
How dare you break through my armor like that?
Cut right to the core of you.
You did.
Just peeling the many onion layers of Lefty.
That's something Katie only knew. Katie only knew about my self-deprecating. What's that?
Just kidding.
Tell me about your dad.
Oh no, here we go. What were you even?
Couch, Lefty.
Yeah, there we go. No, come over here. Sit down. Who's that guy that does that on Dateline?
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
Why don't you take a seat right here?
Yeah, why don't you have a seat right here?
Yeah. What are you doing here?
You think you were going to pop a little boy today, didn't you?
I wonder what would happen if someone actually gave him an honest answer. Why don't you have a seat right over here? Because you're going to fucking arrest me and just run. Just have that be the entire episode of To Catch a Predator.
And it's them. He's got to chase him. It's Chris Hansen. He's got a guy.
I wonder if they didn't use. I wonder if they had a bunch of ones that they didn't use, where guys just walked in and immediately went, "No!"
Oh fuck!
And just walked right out as soon as they saw that.
I wonder what would happen if the guy showed up and he's like, "No, I'm trying to oust people."
No, they've done that. There are people come on and be like, "No, I came here to catch the people that do this shit."
Really?
The best part of that show is the guy that jumps out. When they come out, like, you go, and they think they're scot-free. When they come out to jump them, there's always one dude in a bush, for whatever reason, dressed up as a bush, and tackles him to the ground.
Who is this guy that tackles people to the ground? Can you even do that?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, Jerry Springer, man.
Cause. Well, there you go, too.
Wait, is it a cop or is it just some guy dressed up like a bush?
No, they have
like a
producer.
producer? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
I thought it was
a cop in a bush. It's not just some Joe Schmo.
There's actually a really brilliant parody on YouTube called, I don't know what it's called, but a guy dresses up like Batman. And he pretends to be a 12-year-old girl in a chat room, lures a guy to come to a Burger King, and then shows up in a Batman costume and speaks with the Christian Bale route, and he goes, and he starts interrogating him and calling him a pedophile and stuff like that, and the guy's like getting more and more nervous. It's really funny. God, what's the video called? Someone in the chat will know. Someone in the chat will know. I guarantee you.
All right, let us know in the chat. Tweet us hashtag Lefty Show if you guys know that. Chiz, where's he going? You talk about people that aren't dedicated to the show.
The show must go on, Lefty. The show must go on.
Chiz, where did you go?
Fighting crime. Fighting crime.
Okay, that is out of all the answers you could have possibly given, that is the one that would have saved your bacon. Okay, I will accept that, because if you got sometimes you got to fight crime.
I was checking out pedophiles out the window.
You're luring them to your place.
Fuck them.
Okay, so we've got a list of topics here that I didn't write down that we're probably not going to get to.
Do you want to get to yours just because it's actually something live going on?
What? Wait, which mine? Mine what?
The
cop.
Cops.
Oh, the cop. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the only one you provided.
Well, okay. See, here's the thing. Before the show, we actually had like the beginnings of like a flow chart on like how the show was gonna go, and it was like new territory for me because it used, we just turn on the cameras and we just go, and it's bad. So I was like, flow charts. What is this? Organization. And this was at the end.
It's good to be a little organized though. I have to even I have some shit like a little whiteboard with ideas right there, but it's good to be a little
for the
organized.
show, for this show, or just like for a video you're doing?
You shouldn't have.
No, just with production in general, I think it's good to at least try to have topics to stick to. But I agree with you that you should just let it go where it's going to go.
Especially if it's going to be funny, because I know you got off your Sark video because you did a video about Mr. Sark. Also, if you don't know who Hutch is, how the hell do you not? Yeah, 3. It extended into like a 3-hour session. Hutch's link is in the description. 30 minutes. Yeah, but I mean, you said no. You said during the video you showed a PBR and you were like, I've been nursing this for like 3 hours. So I thought it was like
but I wasn't. But the entire video, I only did like a couple jump cuts. I just sat down with a beer and talked for 30 minutes, and that was it.
His link is in the description. But anyway, back on point for as little as we can. This topic is at the end. There's a story on Deadspin. A link is actually in the description. See, I prepared. If you will look in the description right now, there's a link to some of the stories we're going to be talking about. This one is from Deadspin. It's about an ex-LAPD cop that is currently fugitive, I guess, from justice, or they're looking for him. He's on a murder rampage. He's murdered, was it 3 people? 4?
4.
4 people.
Do you know what the nature of the murders are? Is he breaking into people's homes?
It's revenge.
It's revenge.
It's justification for...
I don't know MO. I don't know how.
The MO is because
did he know these people? I mean, or are they strangers?
One of them was an assistant.
Is he pulling a Chris Benoit or a Ted Kaczynski?
Man, let's see. I like that.
Well, that was
first one.
That was good. No, that was good. Yeah. The first one he knew. She was an assistant coach to the I think it was the UCLA or UC.
And then he just got the bloodlust and just couldn't.
Well, they think it's people that he believes has wronged him. They think he's just batshit crazy because he also left a rambling manifesto in which he, among other things, left advice for Tim Tebow. Of all people, like, hey, by the way,
that was certainly
Tim,
thoughtful of him.
He's like, leave the Jets. Trust me.
He's like, you know what? I'm going to go on this murdering rampage because I'm crazy and I think I have depression issues brought on by chronic traumatic encephalopathy from playing football in high school. But Tim, you're going to be all right.
Does depression really come from concussions, though? Is that? I mean, I'm not trying to be dismissive, but where have they found that?
That's what he's trying to prove.
Depression's such a silly word.
Well, yeah, depression is
a broad word.
Yeah, it's a nebulous kind of thing. But it's not just a concussion issue. The idea of chronic traumatic encephalopathy is just the culmination of subconcussive hits. Results in a buildup of different types of protein in your brain, and that eventually you go crazy. Chris Benoit. That's why Chris Benoit just decided up one day, I'm gonna murder my family. And
well, steroids were involved there, right?
Well, right, but he also they looked at his brain and he had because it actually kills parts of your brain.
Yeah. Well, yeah. His finishing move was the flying headbutt or the crippler crossface. I used to be the president of the wrestling club in high school, and it's not the actual wrestling. We would sit around.
Oh.
Talk about wrestling.
No. I just imagine you walking into like the wrestling gym one day, like wrestling practice, and like, all right, I'm gonna put somebody in a sharpshooter. They're like, no, not this kind of wrestling.
They would literally break me in half if I tried.
See, I was a Rings of Saturn fan.
Rings of Saturn was a solid submission move. That was a solid submission move.
Right, especially because you get the head thing going when he does that.
But I was more of a fan of Saturn's other finishing move, the what was it? The fireman's carry into the fucking God, someone in the chat, I will be very impressed if they know what that move is. Oh my God. I would love it if someone in the chat knows what it is. It's like the fucking Death Valley Driver. The Death Valley Driver. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of like Brock Lesnar's, where he spins him around, but he doesn't spin him around. He just kind of drops him
I am liking the amount of wrestling talk right now.
Highly technical move. Only advanced wrestlers can pull it off.
Like the power bomb. I remember when WCW was like, we're gonna ban power bombs.
That was my favorite wrestling move. And in the video game WCW versus NWO, we always used to argue because we would say you can't play as Scott Norton. Because he had a power bomb by default instead of it just being a special move. Love me some power bomb. Kevin Nash's power bomb fucking sucked though. The jackknife power bomb was bullshit. He would just let him fall.
Oh yeah, they didn't. They didn't do that. They didn't do that move.
Give me a last ride.
No, don't talk about last. No, not American Badass Undertaker. We don't talk about Last Ride American Badass.
I wasn't opposed to that transition. I thought he pulled it off okay. You know, you can't do the Undertaker shtick forever.
Right, but he's the Undertaker. He was leading the business, and all of a sudden he comes out riding a motorcycle talking about.
Yeah, but now he's like a Hell's Angels harbinger of the undead. You know?
Right, but that's the weird thing though. Either you're a biker guy or you're an undead guy who had a half-burned brother.
Why can't you be both?
You can't. No, but you can't be both.
This is wrestling.
It's about suspending disbelief.
A little suspension of disbelief will go a long way if you're watching an episode of Raw.
But I can't suspend my disbelief that much. Like, okay, so wait, he rose from the dead, and now he's a biker gang guy.
Well, what would you do? If you're going to call that into question, then call fucking Kane altogether into question. Because one day they just decided, well, let's take off his mask and like.
Oh, that was stupid! Never take off.
Ignore that we said that he had been violently burned for the entire 2 years. Now all of a sudden, and that episode when he took his mask off was so awkward because he took it off and he didn't really look like awful. He doesn't, I don't think he's not like an ugly dude, but JR was trying to upsell it, so he was just like, "Oh, it's hideous." Oh, and I felt so bad for the actor that was Kane because it was just like he didn't have any makeup on. Like, why are they
poor JR
assholes?
He's screaming about through his.
I care, Kane. I care.
And then I remember a Raw episode where it ended with Kane choke slamming Undertaker into both of his parents' coffins.
Yeah, they got ridiculous with it at times. It was just like ridiculous at times, yeah. But you had to sit back and marvel at it. It was just hilarious.
Well, yeah, it was great, and I love the Monday Night Wars because you'd go and you'd watch like the early guys, like the bottom card guys on WCW, which is usually Lucha Libre stuff.
Yeah, they call them dark matches.
Right, but you get an hour of that at WCW and on Nitro, and then you could go watch Raw for a little bit.
Dude, Nitro fucking owned that shit for like a year and a half when Goldberg was on his tear. That was when wrestling was good, man. And then fucking WWF brought Vince Russo, who used to write for WWF, over to WCW.
And he ruined that
totally
business.
Changed everything. He tried to do this whole new blood versus old blood thing. So they had like Sting versus Vampiro. And Vampiro was like a low-card dude. And they were putting him up against a Triple A. It was just weird. And then they fired him. And then fucking WWE just them all, and Shane McMahon was on Nitro. My mind was blown that night. I didn't know what to think. That was a formative experience for me.
No, that was.
You never know when things are just going to be taken away from you.
There's interviews with Eric Bischoff where it got to the point where they were like 15 minutes to air because WCW Nitro Raw for the longest time was taped. And Nitro was the only live wrestling show on Monday nights. And Bischoff wouldn't have an idea about what the card would be until airtime, like 10 minutes before air. And then people in the locker room, they were like, they had no idea who was in NWO, who was in Wolfpack. They had no idea about any of this stuff.
That sounds a little bit like Respawn at times.
A lot like this show, too. We just, whatever, we don't know what we're talking about. Like the list of topics that Katie has written down. That we're just not going to get to.
Bullshit list of topics that Katie wrote down.
That I had to make her write down once again, had to make her do her job as producer. Katie, what do I pay you for?
Totally. Yeah. You pay me.
What do I pay you for? You're getting my GTX 580. I'm paying you, okay?
Whoa, you're giving her a 580 and she's not doing shit?
I know. I just got my 680. She's getting my MSI Twin Frozer 2 580.
What's with you and MSI?
Oh my God, the Twin Frozer cooling tech. Okay, you wanted to give me shit about my new recent video
Get
card
the
acquisition.
backplate with the EVGA and it's way cooler.
There's one fan on the EVGA cards. One fan. MSI Twin Frozer 2 has 2.
It runs way cooler with the backplate on it.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're just making shit.
Did you even look at it? Did you even look at the EVGA cards?
No, I looked at the MSI. Hutch has no idea what we're talking about because he's a console gamer through and through.
I'm checking Twitter shits. What the fuck?
What was that?
Is everybody okay?
Is he all right? What was that? Oh, he's pooping.
Oh no! Oh
no! All right, buddy. It's all right. Here, I'm gonna put the mic down real quick. Hold on.
Like and favorite for the Lefty Show. Be sure to subscribe. Again, also just probably made the show better. All right, so Chiz, for those of you that don't know, while Hutch is away, so that we don't bore him with PC talk, I want to know why Hutch doesn't PC game.
He does.
Remind me to bring that up. But I bought an MSI GTX 680
Thank
Twin
you, people
Frozer
in the chat
3.
agreeing with me that the EVGA is better than the MSI.
What? Those people don't know shit. The MSI, I bought the 4 gigabyte MSI GTX 680.
4 gigabyte part was smart.
Because fucking A, man.
Because there you go.
I can say, but why do you hate MSI?
I just think their shit is shit.
What is shitty about it?
Their boards, their cards. EVGA and Asus make the best components.
I've had
the backplate runs cooler than your Twin Frozer.
I never saw any of that. I never saw any of that data.
You didn't talk to me.
It's because I didn't want to talk to you about it. I just wanted to come show up one day and be like, yeah, I've got a 4 gigabyte 680 and have you wet your panties. That's all I care.
Fine. Mine was free. What do you think about that card though? That single slot card that is.
Wait, you got a 680 for free? I'm calling bullshit.
No, I got a 660 for free, which I'm not complaining. It runs everything. I don't need to see 300 frames of TTT.
Dude, I got all the frames. Oh my God, there's so many.
I know you keep tweeting about that. But what do you think about that card? I think it's the Titan or the Tryon. I think it's the Titan. The single slot card that is running faster than the 690 coming out by NVIDIA soon.
It's a single slot?
It's a single slot and runs faster than the 690, which is a triple slot card.
But is it water cooled? It's got to be water cooled if it's single slot. Really? They're gonna try to? I don't know,
no
man.
Water block, fans only.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of. That's why.
Are you gonna use your card, by the way, with CUDA?
I have no idea what CUDA is.
CUDA, the NVIDIA cards come with CUDA cores, which utilize things like Premiere and Adobe products, so you can render with your GPU instead of your CPU.
I don't have that kind of money to be dropping Adobe Premiere.
That's why we have this thing called Pirate Bay.
I don't support the pirating.
Don't advocate that, Lefty? Do you not advocate that?
No, I do not advocate.
Can I see your license of Sony Vegas?
No, you may not.
You're supposed to deflect, not just say no.
No, you may not. And just because I don't show you my license isn't proof of that I've done anything wrong. It's not proof of anything.
True. That's true.
It's not proof. Hutch, we were talking about PC gaming. Hutch, do you PC game a
No,
lot?
I picked it. Not a lot. No, I go through phases. Like
Please PC game more. I would just love to PC game with you. And
no, it's not. It's not that I'm opposed to it. It's just I just sometimes I like to play with the controller and.
Right. Well, you talk about how you like to just like I like to sit back on the couch and just chill out, Max. Possibly relax. Why
don't you say what you mean? Why don't you say what you mean, Lefty?
You little hipster. You like to
freeloader.
Like to rip off bongs and just sit on your couch and talk to your dogs.
Rip off bongs?
I don't know. I don't know what you degenerates call it these days.
Rip off a bong, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna rip off all the bongs.
Go to the store, rip off a bong.
So what happened, Hutch? You're back. What happened with the little guy? What was the poop situation?
He sometimes eats fabric, and we can't really stop him from doing that, and it makes his. It's kind of sad, actually. He hurt his. I'm like, oh, you okay, buddy? But he had fucking poop dangling out, so he had to, one of us has to hold him and like pull it out with a piece of toilet paper or something. The joys of parenthood, Lefty. The joys of parenthood.
So is it like a sausage? Like you're.
No, it's like it's just like a little piece of poo, but it looks dry.
Wait, was he crying because it hurts?
I got no jokes for this to make it funny. It's just that's what it is.
So does it hurt? Is that why you were asking him if it's okay?
Yeah, it scratches him on the. What do you mean? Yeah, well, he yelled. He let out a yelp because it was hurting his little on the way out.
Oh. So okay, well. We're glad he's okay. Glad it all got better. I just like the way you left. You're like, oh, he's pooping.
Well, I didn't have time to say he's pooping out a small piece of fabric and potentially scratching his anus on the way out, so I just said he's pooping.
Pooping will do that to you. I scream all the time.
No, I do. I was on.
Lefty screams his ass off. He's away for 30 minutes when he drops a deuce.
Sometimes I get involved in what I'm reading. Okay. That's not a bad thing.
Reading.
Oh.
What'd you say, Katie?
I should probably set up some lights. Professional.
She said something anti-Semitic.
Oh, yeah. She was probably just being busy not doing her job.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
But no, yeah, when I was coming off of, I was on painkillers for an injury I had. And apparently, prescription
narcotics are worse than marijuana. I just want to state that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, get off painkillers already. God.
I'm not popping. Oh, great. Here we go. Yeah.
Lefty can't function without his pills, guys.
Oh, man, I need to drop. No, but it apparently prescription are...
You just need those painkillers to get by, don't you, Lefty?
Yeah, I need to
drop an Oxycontin like it's hot.
Just deal with all the pain.
You know I'm teasing, you know.
I know. But other people aren't. So my video, Hutch is a total douche, is going to be dropping about 30 minutes after this show ends.
That's fine.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, apparently prescription painkillers make you constipated, and so
yes, they do.
I was coming off of them. I was cycling off of them, and oh my god, that's how I know couldn't be gay, or at least I couldn't be a catcher, because nope.
Wait, so how did you not know?
What do you mean?
Before you were dropping massive hard loads, you didn't know if you were straight or not?
Well, I'd never dropped a load that massive and hard. It was a solid mass, man.
So there was a probability, maybe?
Yeah, let's go with this, Lefty. So you're saying that before this experience, you were somewhat sexually confused, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. That's what you were saying.
No. It was a cold hard. It was a cold hard, like, it was a moment where it was like, I am as sure of this as I can possibly be.
Yes, but until that point, though, you were like, maybe I could take a D. Maybe I could.
No, I wouldn't say it was at.
That's what you're insinuating when you say, at this point, I knew for sure I could never be gay.
Here's a podcast question. Okay. Here's a podcast question. How do you know that you're not gay? I would say the same to you, Chiz, and to you, Katie.
Yeah, Katie linked me. Katie linked me a meme.
No one knows how to answer that question.
No.
It's hilarious.
Katie
linked me how to answer.
Katie linked me a meme. I don't know that I'm not gay.
Yeah.
Katie linked me a meme of some guys. I don't know the comedian. It's part of his bit where he's like, I've only played with one penis throughout my entire life, and I enjoy it. I enjoy playing with penis. Mine.
Well, Louis C.K. did this really awesome stand-up one time where he was talking. And he wasn't even talking about gay sex, but he said, at one point, and the reason I don't suck dick is because, and he paused for a second so you could tell he was thinking, and he goes, because I'm scared. I don't know. I think that's the best way to say it. And I think that's, I think
yeah, he's like, what if I love sucking dick now?
Yeah. So, And anyways, I just I think that topic's hilarious. Not because I'm obsessed with sexuality, but I like it's like the whole George Carlin thing of I love things that make people uncomfortable, especially these days. Like for example, fucking that fucking shit. I got saucy about that X-Jobs. Like, so many people are like, ha ha, your girlfriend's took fucking loads on her titties and used to be a porn star. And they're linking me all kinds of pictures to her like, that's the girl you're sticking up for. And I was writing back to them like, dude, what is the problem? And she's like covered in jizz. But people are saying like, but she's covered in jizz. And I can't, it blows my mind. Every woman at the age of 30 has been covered in jizz. Your mom has been covered in jizz. And yet somehow, because there's a picture of this one girl, she's a fucking whore.
Don't you talk about my mom that way, Hutch. Don't you dare.
Well, I haven't seen the pictures, so I can't confirm.
Right.
All right. Well, you know what? We're gonna get into this. I think this is a perfect topic to tease. We'll be right back. On the other side, we're gonna take a quick timeout. We will be back. You can follow all of us at Lefty643, at Little Miss Katie, at Dr. Chiz, at Zo My God It's Hutch. The O is in fact a 0. We'll be right back. On the other side of this break, you got the Lefty Show.
Oh, hit the follow button!
but not wiser. This is The Lefty Show.
Welcome back to The Lefty Show. Here we are, episode 8. We are rocking and rolling with our favorite guest. Well, he's our only guest, but he's still our favorite.
Yeah.
Probably
Number
makes
one.
the show about 10 times better than it could ever be. Hutch is here, and when we last left off, we were talking a little bit about somebody in the YouTube community's girlfriend. Now, I've seen this stuff tangentially. I've only seen this tangentially. This talk about hating on somebody's girlfriend, etc. And Hutch, what are we seeing here in terms of who's hating on whom and for what?
It's kids. It's kids, and if it's adults, they should be ashamed of themselves. But it's kids, and it's kind of a theme that, like, I've been thinking about that a lot in the last week. And some people are getting annoyed, and a lot of people are just like, slow clap, man, fucking say what's on your mind. But I think that as grown-ass adults, even if you are a YouTuber, you should never let a child dictate. Like, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I mean, it's kids. It's kids, and like, my parents never would have let me have a fucking Twitter account when I was 14. I guarantee you that never would have happened because they just don't, like, a lot of 14-year-old kids are super smart, and I'm impressed daily by some of you youngins out there. But most of you are not. And I'll say that, I say that affectionately. You're children, and you should be children, and you're not supposed to know a lot of shit. Tweeting horrible fucking shit to XJaws about his girlfriend. Like, you guys are fucked up, man.
Now, who is his girlfriend? His girlfriend's a porn star?
Like, all of you.
His girlfriend's a porn star?
She used to be in adult films, and, like, that's a thing, apparently, that people are... it blows my mind. I can't. It's puritanical bullshit, and I'd expect it from this country, but this is the internet, and, like, people are fucking spewing this vitriolic bullshit from all over the world, and it makes me think, like, it just pisses me off. And, like, and Sam's young, and like, I don't view him as, like, a younger brother or anything like that, but maybe in a very loose sense do I think of someone like that as that way. And so when I saw all these people doing that shit, it was just like, I know he's smart and he can stick up for himself, because it's like, Sam is really fucking smart, but get off your fucking high horse, man. I guarantee you, if you have a girlfriend, I was in this Twitter argument with this guy who was like, excuse me, I am not saying that I don't like freaky. My girlfriend is freaky, and you know what? I kind of prefer it that way. He started doing that doing is indecent. And he got pissed off at me because I said, if your girlfriend's saying that she's freaky, I guarantee you she's been covered in fucking cum and loved it. Just went like, and that's fine. That's totally fine.
Katie, you're not freaky, are you?
And then he got fucking salty about it. Was like, that is fucking disrespectful. And I'm like, no, it's not.
So hold on.
Disrespectful.
So it's okay for him to talk about on Twitter about his girlfriend's freakiness, but if you do it, you're an asshole.
Yeah, he can allude to it sort of generally, and then keep it very safe so he doesn't have to defend any position. But the second someone takes a picture of themselves having sex, it's indecent. And then he says, oh, I wasn't being judgmental. I wasn't being judgmental. People can do whatever they want.
That's pretty much the definition of
bullshit.
judgmental, bro.
Hypocrisy, everybody.
People. It's the height of hypocrisy, and I have no patience.
I would definitely classify that as judgmental. Just so we're clear, Katie, you're not freaky, right?
In that sense, no.
Okay.
She's lying.
Now, here's the thing. My only thing is, I don't understand how he could do it. I mean, I personally.
Oh, you're going there, huh?
No. I personally
get a girl like that, or like, what is it?
No, I don't know how he could
handle the publicness of it.
Yeah, handle like there's videos out there of your girl. I'm assuming that there's more than it's more than just a sexual relationship. There's this girl that you have feelings for. There's videos of her out there getting railed.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. I don't think I could do it personally. I would just be like, man.
Well, what about the thought of another guy fucking your girlfriend 5 years ago bothers you? if it had nothing to do with you. I like the fact that the people I've dated have had good sex.
Mm-hmm.
Like people that have had lots of sex, and I'm not saying like don't be safe about it or anything like that, but like I just it has nothing to do with you. Who someone that you're sleeping with has slept with. It has nothing to do with you.
And it's a completely irrational insecurity.
Insecurity about that is unattractive to girls. If you meet a girl and she tells you all about her ex-boyfriends, nothing will make you want nothing. Katie, how old are you?
18.
Okay, then I'm gonna have. If you told a boyfriend every sexual encounter you ever had, and that guy was just like, sweet. What would your reaction be? It would drive you nuts. It would make you more attracted to them. So if someone who is so secure that they don't care who you've been with, that none of that matters, is attractive.
No. She's been with a guy like that, and trust me, it doesn't work out well. There are cases where it doesn't work out well. We call him, we affectionately refer to him as Chode Bag because he was a fucking Chode Bag.
And he hated George Carlin.
He hated, no. Chiz, if you remember, he liked George Carlin, but he didn't like when George Carlin went on political rants.
And the religious stuff, too.
Oh, yeah, and the religious stuff.
Wait, here we go.
Oh, there's some history here. You got a
this
ex-boyfriend.
I was just, he was, I had him on a live stream just because we were fucking around. And
oh, really?
Yeah, this was like last year sometime. And
but I thought you had a crush on Katie. Why are you bringing?
Oh yeah, I did, and I just knew I was gonna win because even over the internet, I sound like this. I sound like this, and he sounds like a fucking chode bag.
But that's how you do it, Lefty.
There you go.
You just pretend. You don't have to believe it. Just pretend.
There you go. See, I have pretend fake confidence. I'm like Lene Kakua and Manti Te'o, but
that was awesome.
But the guy, he was like, yeah, I love George Carlin. I'm like, oh, what's your favorite George Carlin bit? And we started talking. He's like, yeah, I really like George Carlin. He's like, the one thing I don't like is when he goes on like religious and political rants. And I don't know if I remember if I brought it up to him at the time, but I wanted to be like, dude, that's pretty much what Carlin does. That's like his...
That and the English language. I mean, you've knocked out two of his giant topics.
So, well, the politics and the English language are kind of... Or they're kind of, they go hand in hand, really. Like
with his stuff.
Politics. That's what politics is. Is basically propaganda. That's what politicking is. Anyways.
Yeah, a bunch of his bits on soft language. So anyway, he was a big kind of guy. Like, oh, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Don't care.
Well, because you had asked him how he felt about me being on live streams with guys all the time at night.
Yeah, like she wasn't hanging out with him. She was coming out to hang out with us and have fun. And he was like, don't care. I was like, okay, cool. So I get what you mean, Hutch. I get what you mean, but there's also instances where guys like that are just total, they really don't care.
Yeah, well, no, there's not. It's not about it. I don't want to twist. I don't want you to twist my words here, Lefty. But,
that's what I do. That's what I do. I live for that.
I'm not saying you do that. I'm just saying.
I am.
I mean, like, if you're with someone and they do show some like reticence or anxiety about your sexual history, then I'm certainly not saying that you should throw it in their face. Mm-hmm. But I just the whole. It just makes me want to the whole like so if people don't. I'm mumbling right now because I'm frustrated.
It's okay. It's the best mumbling the show has ever had. Don't you?
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Those what you gotta say?
It's fucking ridiculous because I'm so guilty of it, and like I have literally let like children's mentalities dictate how I talk. Mm-hmm. And just when I saw all that shit about his girlfriend today, it just reminded me yet again that like there are so many people that I would just be completely fine with just like if I could hit mass block on if you need to be a certain like maturity level, and I'm sure the argument will be we fucking made you, man, you got that apartment, like all that stuff, but like you did not do. What did you do? You hit click. You didn't write me a letter and say, give me words of encouragement. You didn't write a check for the 0.001 fucking cents that your view got and personally mail it to me. There's a
Hutch is getting ready to tell a lot of people to fuck off right now.
No,
he's building up to it.
I don't want people to get it twisted because I value a lot of the exchanges that I have. I am on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube like all the time. I mean, like probably like 7 or 8 hours a day because this is what I do. And I do have a lot of awesome conversations that give me pause, that literally make me do one of these. And I'm not taking away from those. I'm not. Mm-hmm. But this idea of I owe you something, or Lefty owes you something, or Chiz, or the idea that someone that you follow owes you anything.
Yeah, everyone has this entitlement
needs to be
issue.
Completely eradicated. It needs to be. You need to get it out of your head that you have a part in what happens on a YouTube channel. But I mean, you do in the sense that if I change as a result of the
impact they can have is not watching.
As a result of the impact that, right, you can change me, and I can evolve, and that will change the content. So you can directly or indirectly influence content from a YouTuber, but you have no fucking say in the rest of it, and don't pretend like you do. And so many YouTubers, myself included, dance around it. We dance around it because I think we're probably afraid to piss off too many people, and I surely will get a hailstorm of tweets and personal messages saying that I don't give a shit about anybody, but they do not read the personal messages that I send, that I don't make public. They don't know my life. They don't know who I am, and yet I'm gonna get crucified for saying that. But it's none of your fucking business how much a YouTuber makes or what they do with their channel, and you stop pretending like you have a say in it because you're not that important.
It's not a democracy. Hutch just told a lot of people to fuck off, so he's going to get 100,000 new subs.
This is not a democracy. This is my fucking chocolate factory, and I am Willy Wonka. Actually, this is Lefty's chocolate factory, and he's Willy Wonka tonight.
He gave Hutch a golden ticket.
Hutch is one of the Oompa Loompas.
And if I decide, I might give you a golden ticket if I like you. I sound like a total asshole right now, but
it's okay. You're going to get so many subs.
I'm speaking directly to people that are assholes. And anyone who's not an asshole is probably smiling and nodding their head in agreement.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you know, if you are one of those people and you want to have an impact on a channel, don't delude yourself into thinking that you've done anything active. What you do, you just don't watch.
See, but now I feel like we need to follow it up with like positive experiences.
Well, here's the thing, and here's the one thing I did a
positive reinforcement.
I've had so many positive experiences, and someone else talk here because I don't want to.
You're the guest. That's what you do. I did a week recently where I only responded to positive things in comments, in tweets and stuff. I only responded to positive people. Why do you take so much? Why are you taking subtle shots at me over this random...
I'm just a 13-year-old boy with an attitude and a keyboard, bro.
Why don't you shut up, Cheers?
But why did Hutch just sound so much like Pee Wee Herman there? Am I the only one that thought that?
No,
I do the Pee Wee Herman voice when I talk to Charles, which is like all the time because I work from home and he lives here. So I'm always like, Charles, it's fucking food. I think I got that from Jenna Marbles.
He said the secret word.
It's really fun. It's really fun to make everything exciting for a little dog. No. Just make everything an adventure. It's dinner time! And they go crazy. They just start like shaking with excitement.
I imagine Hutch now building one of those machines or one of those setups like in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. What are those called? Where one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to... It's like a
I don't know
cascade
what you call that, but I think I know what you mean.
Oh, you said the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, you know, what are they called? They're like a something device or machine or...
It's a machine. It's got a machine in it.
But anyway, just at the beginning of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, I just imagine that's how Hutch makes...
That's how he starts the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah,
food. He said the secret word.
But yeah,
Goldberg machine. There you go.
There it is. Yes, and I had a week where getting back on topic, where I only responded positively. And you know, the one thing I learned is that there's a lot of people out there that are really, really, really digging, you know, my content, any given YouTuber's content, digging their content that don't get the airtime, so to speak, that they probably should. You know, and that sucks. Because it's something about the hate. It's something about the negativity that you just have to set somebody straight. You're like, yeah, thank you for liking my video. Thank you for liking my video. But this guy's being a fucking moron, and I need to tell him.
It's not taking the high road. It's not this idea that the only way to deal with people that are critical of you, and not just critical, like mean, like rude. Mm-hmm. This idea that you're just don't respond to them or they win. I don't think that's necessarily true, and like I don't have a problem engaging in conversation that is debate-like in nature, and I don't have a problem being respectful doing so. Sometimes I might get arrogant or like showmany, but I'm a Leo, and I got the last 3 years of my life I've been rewarded for doing that kind of thing. So this is all I'm used to. It's so counterintuitive for me not to call someone out on something. And maybe sometimes I get a little too attached to the cause, and maybe I get a little heavy-handed with it and carried away with how much it affects me, but there's no problem. There's nothing wrong with telling people to fuck off if you mean it, as long as you mean it. As long as you mean it. Because so many people the next day, I made a video where I said, fuck off. If you don't want to be here, I don't need you. And
he got so many subs.
I forgot where I was going with that, but it was like
you're rolling in YouTube money, basically. I think that's what you're gonna say.
No, that's not even it.
Fuck off, I have the money.
I don't even upload that often. If I upload, sometimes I'll go 3 days.
Now he's justified.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Hutch. I swear to God,
I know you're teasing right now, but
no.
It's just I hear that shit, and it's like I'm not rich. Who the fuck said I was rich? Like that.
You know what? I hate you, Hutch, because you have the kind of following and you have the kind of personality that I think so many people would line up to just watch you play a game or do something and just talk. Not necessarily. I mean, you're doing the produce stuff, which is awesome. I like the little bit you did where you talk about jump cuts and you're like, and it talked like this, and there were 3 separate cuts.
Yeah, I was proud of that. I was like, that was a creative way to show what I was talking about.
No, yeah, that was good. That was good. But I think also like you could get away with uploading so much more because people just want to hear what you got to say, or they want to watch you play this or that.
But I don't want to.
You have to.
I'd rather wake up and walk to. I'd rather wake up and walk to the beach. And how fearless am I going to be right now with my transparency? Hang out with my wife. Never mind. And I might if I want to do something, then I do it, and I have fun doing it. Like the Sark videos. Like for whatever reason, I was thinking about him that day, and that was the perfect time for me to just sit down. The sunset was going. Liz was playing Sudoku in the background. It was just the perfect setting.
Oh, is that what she was doing? Was it Sudoku? Because I was trying to guess all 3 videos. I was like, what the hell is she doing?
Is
she doing homework? Is she taking notes? What?
No, she's been on a Sudoku bender for a good week now.
Sudoku's the shit. Yeah. I love me some Sudoku.
Never got into Sudoku.
Just gonna end it right there, Sudoku?
No,
what were you, crossword puzzle
No,
guy?
long story short, Hutch
show,
needs to upload more because he's a famous bastard that could get away with it.
I think I will. I think I will start uploading again soon. It's just like I just got married and I'm just having so much fun that, I'd rather not. I don't think the videos are fun to watch if I'm doing it when I don't really want to do it.
Well, everybody in the comments, because we're going to go back when this is uploaded as a video. I want to see everybody in the comments of this live stream right now what their thoughts would be on Hutch uploading more.
More uploads.
Do it. No. I'm going to make Hutch do it. More talks, more montages. Hell, do like a Let's Play playing. You uploaded Trouble in Terrorist Town for a while.
I can't. Well, those were funny.
Do a parody
those were funny and fun, and that's why I uploaded it. And I no longer play Trouble in Terrorist Town because how much fun can you have with that game after a month?
There's other things. There's
other games.
There's other games. Good job, Katie.
There's other games. I'm just. The nature of Trouble in Terrorist Town is it's not supposed to be like Call of Duty where you played 5 hours for 6 months. It was just that was fun for the time, and that's why I did it.
Oh, so I should stop making my Trouble in Terrorist Town montage? Shit.
You're making a montage?
No, as long as you're having fun. No, I'm not saying that at all.
In
fact, it might have sound like I was being judgmental before. I'm just saying I got bored with that game after a month. As long as you're having fun with it. I'll watch videos of games I don't even play. that I know nothing about, but if the person is like laughing and there's shit, then I like watching that video. So I certainly don't mean that.
Or if they're like Chiz and they're playing BioShock and they scream like a little girl and practically crap their pants. I could hear the crap falling from your ass into your pants when you were at that the dentist's office. Remember that part
Dude,
in BioShock
that scene
with the
is
steam?
not to be fucked around with, okay? It catches you off guard every time.
What movie are you talking about?
No, the game BioShock.
Oh, yeah.
BioShock 1, the dentist scene. You're just in a little dentist office. It gets all foggy and stuff. You turn around, and Splicer Dennis is right in your face. And it caught me off guard. I'm going to be honest with you.
And you screamed like a little bitch.
Dude, I have, like, no tolerance for scary shit. I'll scream every time.
Thank you! Yes! Chiz, that's why I love you.
Well,
Katie,
we have the same fears, too. Spider
Katie,
shit like that.
spiders and snakes. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
boy. Now is the time to just tweet
Ugh.
people. But
No.
Don't
Don't-
fucking
no,
do
no,
that.
no, no,
Bad
no.
producer.
Bad producer. Seriously, are you like wanting to get fired? Is that the deal?
Yep.
She's got to
Basically,
collect
pretty much.
unemployment.
Yeah, I worked 2.5 hours a night or 2.5 hours a week for this shitty internet
6 months of
podcast.
payment, right?
Yeah.
See, I want to go awkward. I want to go awkward with it right now.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Well, we're about to go to
Awkward with it right
break,
now.
so let's see how awkward can you get in 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. So I have 4 minutes to get awkward.
Yeah,
Yes.
4
Well,
minutes.
do you want me to get awkward? Here's a glimpse into how my mind works. See, I don't care if this is awkward. I don't care if this is awkward, guys.
Okay.
See, I'm watching specifically Lefty and Katie talk. I think it's interesting that you, Lefty, it's probably easier for you to like playfully poke at her instead of say something nice to her.
Yes.
That's how it is, though, pretty much.
We always do that.
But I'm not criticizing you. I do the
No,
same
no,
thing.
no,
It's
and a lot
easier
of
for
people-
to like.
A lot of people think I'm just an asshole to her. That's how I
Yeah.
am all the time. And I'm not.
Well,
Katie,
you are like that all the time.
which is why I try to make up for it when I tell people to tweet Katie at Little Miss Katie, Kaity on
Why
Twitter.
do they have
tweet
to do
her
your
nice
bidding? Why
things.
don't you say something nice?
Shut up, Chiz! You dick! Why you gotta be so
Why am I a
contrarian
dick
all the
when I said
time?
you should say something nice to Katie?
You know what? We never should have had Hutch on the show.
Katie,
'Cause now
please
he's
don't
causing
talk.
all kinds of problems, and there's
Too sore
infighting.
for this bitch.
Katie's
See,
a
now I
very.
feel like I have the chat open. Now I'm watching what people are saying. This is the first time. Now I want to like spar with people in there.
Well, they're all
See,
saying
you can't let me talk too much. You can't let me talk because I'm looking at one comment in particular right now, and I'm just ready to like.
All right, well, keep it in your mind on the other
Instigator
side of
Hutch over
it.
here.
When we come back from a break, we will let Hutch go free reign for a little bit. When we come back from a
No,
break, but
no,
no,
don't do it.
I am
I
not
don't wanna do
mean
it.
to Katie. I think Katie is she's a very pretty, she's a very beautiful girl. She's very nice, and she does a lot for the show. She keeps us on time.
Sometimes.
She corrals topics. Yeah, sometimes. No.
Way to cut yourself short,
No.
Katie.
We've been good about being on time.
Yeah,
We just don't follow topics.
right.
How many topics have we had, and how many topics have we covered off your list tonight?
That we originally had?
Yeah, that we originally had that we have since covered. How many?
Well, the road to hell is paved
2 out of 6.
with best intentions.
We've covered 2?
Out of 6, yes.
Wait,
Wait,
which
what
two?
two? We covered the shooting one.
Responding to haters.
Was that wasn't a topic?
Yes,
Was
it
that
was.
a topic?
Yes, it was.
Well,
He
my
specifically
job is
told me to
okay.
write that down. Lefty did.
When did I?
Well, no, that's what we already
Oh
talked
no!
about.
Oh yeah,
though.
we were talking
No, you
about
brought that
Hutch's
up.
thing. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, no, you did bring that up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 2 out of 6.
Yeah,
That's
come
not
on.
bad for half the show, right?
It's like an F minus minus.
Wait, how many things have I written down since then?
Counting's
Stop
hard, Katie.
Stop counting,
Like 8.
Katie. Oh,
8 or 9.
Shit.
Banana.
9. Split, shut up.
That's our little because Katie's internet sometimes has desync issues, and so I came up with this thing. When I say banana, as soon as she hears banana, she's supposed to respond with split. That way we know how far behind she is. And sometimes it's gotten bad.
Could be a full minute behind sometimes. Those are
Oh
the
God,
best.
it's gotten
It
bad.
never got that bad.
Because I say
It's pretty
banana. The funniest part is that when I say banana, everybody looks at Katie. And then if she's desynced, she's just sitting there with a look on her face for like 30 or 40 seconds. And then she just jumps in with split, and then we all giggle like idiots.
I mean, she's laughing at
No,
things
you
that were
wouldn't get
said
You'd
30
be like,
seconds ago.
really? You have such shitty internet.
Okay, all right.
Facts.
Can we go back to the when Katie didn't talk as much?
Right? Those are the good old days.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Sure.
Katie, you keep the show going. Everybody, tell
really,
Katie that I
actually.
think she's pretty. and that she's awesome and beautiful. But anyway, on the other side of this break, Hutch is going to tear
Slipping
apart.
It in at the very end there, Lefty.
That's how I roll. I always, unsuspecting. Anyway, when we come back, Hutch is going to tear somebody apart from the comment section of this live stream. So be sure to leave a like and a favorite.
Starter Hutch.
You can tweet the show, hashtag Lefty Show. I'm at Lefty643. She's at Little Miss Katie. Chiz is at Dr. Chiz. And, of course, at Oh My God, It's Hutch. And the O is a 0. You've got the Lefty Show. We'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
It's Lefty. This is the Lefty Show.
All right, welcome back to the Lefty Show. We are in the top of the second hour here. Home stretch. Well, no, not the home stretch. The home stretch is after the third break.
Yeah, we still have
home stretch. Yeah, home stretch is after the third break.
Time.
When we left off,
we can almost see the home stretch.
We can almost see. Yeah, we're rounding second base, picking up the third base coach. We're seeing what he's talking about. But anyway, I'm your host. What?
You pervert.
Rounding second base, look, picking up the third base coach. That's a baseball reference.
Pervert.
Not that second base, you tard. Anyway, I am Lefty at Lefty643. She's at Little Miss Katie. co-host over there. Over there is at Dr. Chiz, our guest, our first and best guest ever. Probably made the show ever is
who'll never be returning because
who never
everyone's unsubbing after
completely
this.
soured on the he's like, God, Lefty's a fucking asshole.
I'm sure you guys saw the tweet or something. That was a joke.
Is Hutch oh my God, it's Hutch, the O is a 0. His link is in the description and all that stuff. I mean, you probably
if you know of us and not Hutch, that's a little weird.
Yeah, if you're like, who the hell's Hutch?
You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that.
No, he'll probably
know who I am.
He'll probably tell you to fuck off anyway. Yeah. You know, inside of 2 weeks.
Yeah, he'll tell you to fuck off. That's how he says hello.
Yeah.
Hi Hutch. Hi, fuck off.
I'm actually very nice if you meet me in person.
He is. He's very nice.
Actually, very nice.
You should have seen the show. He was swearing at Katie like he was hitting on her, and I was like, dude, Hutch, come on now, chill out. He's like, fuck you. Who are you? I got more subs than you.
Hey man, Liz doesn't mind, and if you're not gonna hop on that, I am.
But anyway, Hutch was about to destroy some comment. You had a comment that you were peeping on
No,
in the YouTube. No. You've said it. You can't say it and then unsay it and then be like, no, I don't want to. You were eyeballing a comment. What was it?
Well, you don't want to open this fucking can of worms, man. No, it's there was a guy down there, there was a guy, I don't have the comment in front of me, but I have a decent memory. I think his name was Jinx Gaming something or other, and he said, I like Hutch, but he's getting a little out there. And
a little edgy
when I see comments like that, it's just, none of you know me. None of you know me. How the fuck would you know if I'm getting out there in left field? The only person in this space that can make that call is Liz, just because she's known me for almost 2 decades. But who the fuck are you on the internet? This is me normal. This is how I am normally. This is how I am normally. I would say that if he had made that comment a few years ago, he would have been correct, because I was kind of getting away from myself and what I find interesting and that sort of thing. And yet so many people dismiss, and if I mention in passing that sometimes I might smoke pot, some people take that as, oh, fucking idiot. And I guarantee you, what's ironic about that is that I guarantee you that in that state, I could probably articulate much, much better than they could. Because I think there are some misconceptions of, that's a whole other fucking tangent. But I think the point that I'm bringing up to you guys to discuss, if you want to, is just this, how much can you really fucking guess about someone's fucking life from
off the persona they give off YouTube?
Well, I also find it funny that it's like, I like Hutch, but
right, you got a qualifying statement with it.
Not to be insulting, and I do not want to be insulting.
But I'm going to say some insulting shit right now.
But you're kind of a douche.
Yeah.
And it's just
no, that doesn't work.
No offense, but
no offense.
If you're going to say I like Hutch, but this or that, you don't really like Hutch. You're you're lukewarm on Hutch at this
the whole
point.
package.
And you don't even really like me. You like the feeling that you get from some of the things that I've said. And if I say something that gives you a funny feeling, one that you don't like too much, then you're like, oh, he's getting off the rails. This is what you did. You did this, Lefty. You did this, Lefty.
What did I do?
I really don't want to talk about this.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Feel about gay marriage.
Talk about Chiz, you want gay marriage?
I'm all for gay marriage. Let's talk about.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's on the plate. There you go. Why is it that most people who are against abortion are people you wouldn't want to fuck in the first place?
Well,
which special was that? That was Back in Town, right?
Yes, it was. Okay. I just saw it recently.
The institution of marriage does not need homosexuals' help with it dissolving. If you look at the ever-increasing divorce rates. And
no, but we don't want to talk about that.
I might be a hypocrite because in 3 years, who the fuck knows what's going to happen in anyone's life. But I'm just saying, the straight marriage does not need our help failing. Or like I'm a gay. Yeah, I'm going to speak for the homosexuals right now. Marriage does not need our help, guys.
He lobbies for the queers.
Guys, no, but, we're good. We got it. We're doing our own thing. We don't need it. They don't need us.
The fact that it's even on the table as something to talk about is only indicative of our. It's a very archaic, outdated, puritanical views of sexuality, and everyone needs to die that's like that because you can't change them. You can't reason with someone who's unreasonable.
Hutch is for genocide.
You can't have a conversation with you can't have a reasonable conversation with someone who's not reasonable. You can't have a conversation with someone who says that if you let gays marry, then they're going to marry their toaster. It's just lunacy. And it gets airtime. That's the thing. It gets airtime to millions of Americans who fucking believe it, and it's crazy. It's craziness.
What's really sad is that some of those people that are like, oh, the gays are going to ruin marriage are also guys that are like, you know what? I think I may like dudes' butts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that, like, oh, I'm confused.
And tap feet.
My only thing is, like, why is it? It's totally unfair to me. What's up?
Sorry.
Well, it's totally unfair. My show, right. I'm talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is not democracy.
Exactly.
There you go. It's totally unfair. Like the whole marriage sanctity for God, whatever. I just think it's unfair to make homosexuals jump through hoops to try to get the same tax breaks that a guy marrying a woman out of convenience gets. That's the only thing. Make it call it whatever you want, but don't make them be like, oh well, civil unions may get the same tax breaks. It's not the same as marriage. What the fuck ever. Make it so that they can wear whatever, and in the eyes of the law, they are a married couple.
So you think that the word marriage is owned by heterosexuality?
No, I think it's a stupid arguing point. I think sticking on that is completely missing the point.
Well, you're not gay though. Like, what if you had a partner and you really wanted to marry him?
Then marry him. Then say you're married. I just think it's trying to take back the word marriage or make it
more pliable.
Yes, thank you to homosexuals. I mean, yeah, I want them to be able to marry too. But if the religious crappy doctrine. Republicans are going to be so sticks in the buns about, well, you can get civil unions or you can't get married. It's like, whatever, you backwards ass people. Just let it.
Oh, we agree. Okay, never
just
mind.
Make it so that they can have the same
rights,
the same legal rights as everybody else. Other than that, I mean, then let the gay people.
Fuck you want.
So, dude, would a gay couple really care that some backwards ass pastor in the woods of fucking Alabama is like, I don't think those people are married? The gay couple would be like, no, we're fucking married. Fuck you. There you go. You're married. Welcome to hating each other for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Married 2.0.
I don't hate my wife. I don't hate her at all. I hope I don't hate her in like a year or two. We worry about that. We talk about that. We'll watch movies like Revolutionary Road, and it's like, I fucking really hope that doesn't happen, and I'm going to tell you right now with 100% sincerity that I love you, and I really hope that never happens. But
well, if you can be that kind of open.
Relationships are weird, man. You can't. Yeah. It's so hard to predict.
But I think you're an intelligent enough guy, and if you have that kind of openness, you'll know well before it gets to that point.
Not with relationships though. I am textbook definition of insanity when it comes to like doing the same shit and expecting different results. But I will give myself credit and say I'm trying and I'm getting better. But I don't think intelligence can save you when it comes to,
especially when you're dealing with women, right, Katie?
Relationship.
Oh man, onto that.
Oh man.
Throw her under the bus.
Katie, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Staying out of that one.
I'm sorry. I'm saying it. I am laying myself bare before the entirety of people watching this show.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry, Katie. I am sorry.
Can you smell the shit? How much is full of it right now, Katie?
Chiz, you know what? It's official. You're replaced by Hutch. Hutch, see you every Thursday at 7.
But we were gonna get a joint union.
So are you gonna send the paychecks to my house or is it a wire transfer?
I don't think I can wire transfer hand jobs. I didn't.
It's the internet. You can make it happen.
Yeah, I don't really need hand jobs right now, though, man. I'm good, actually.
He's got the beach.
Wow, little known fact: Hutch kind of homophobic.
Yeah, he just turned down hand jobs.
Who would turn down a hand job?
Who turns that down?
I don't know. If there's a hobo on the street offering me an HJ, I'd probably say no too.
Yeah,
I'd be like, no, I'm good, bro.
I'm trying to think of a joke.
Even if I really wanted a hand job, even if it's like, man, even if I had thought just
what if he was the
best
at hand jobs?
No,
the best.
What's his hand like?
You wouldn't experience the best hand
what's his
job
hand?
just
What's
because
his
he's
hand
homeless?
like? No. What's his hand like? Because I've seen
Smooth.
no. Not he's a bum. We're talking about a bum here, not a guy that doesn't have a house. We're talking about a bum.
Hey, he has the panhandle. He's got some nice fucking hands.
So someone said I want them to. Someone said in the comments, because you wanted me to read the comments, right, Lefty? Someone said in the comments, no, hold on. I want them to talk about marijuana and it being illegal in most states. Is it at this point?
I think like 15 to 20 states have it legal for at least recreational purposes.
Have dispensaries?
Dispensaries, yes.
I don't.
And that number keeps going up and up and up and
keeps
up
going
every
up.
2
It's
years.
not on the decline.
No, certainly
Good.
not. So
in Colorado, just
Which
passed
I would
their proposition too this year or last year. Their proposition to fully legalize marijuana.
yeah, it's Colorado
for
and
medicinal.
Washington, and
Yes.
and I think
Oregon
like
almost.
yeah, like legal, like you
Yeah.
can smoke it. And I went to Seattle for PAX a couple times. People just walk down the street smoking
Oh,
joints.
yeah.
I mean,
Walk
they are
Really?
way more flamboyant
Oh,
about
yeah.
it in Seattle than
Seattle's
they are in San
awesome.
Francisco or LA. People are driving like passenger seat with a joint hanging outside the window, and I'm not saying I'm not going to
We're
get
not
on the
saying names
topic
here.
of that, but I'm just saying like you see it everywhere, and it's not slowing down. And I think people are starting to understand that most of what I was taught in DARE was
Dare.
a complete lie.
Oh, yeah.
Complete lie. In fact, more people were likely to have experimented with drugs had they taken the DARE program. So the whole
I remember they almost didn't want. It was in 6th grade, I think. They didn't want to let me pass the DARE program. They were about to make me
You
retake
just not
it
show up.
because I would always raise my hand and ask the police officer questions because
They don't like
police
questions.
officer and do stuff and she was like, well, if you have if I make a drug stop and we're doing this or that, and I would raise my hand, I'm like, don't you need a warrant to search somebody? They didn't like that at all.
No,
She
they
did
don't
not
like
like
questions
asking those
anymore.
questions
I'm sure.
about that.
I'm sure a question that would have been lovely as a 6th grader to present to a fucking cop, and I now regret not having the foresight to be able to do something like that. But a better question to be asked a cop would be, if I go to a doctor right now and tell them that I smoke maybe, I don't know, some arbitrary amount, 0.3 grams of weed a day, is it harmful to me? What would a doctor say?
It'd be funny because he would just stop and go, okay,
If you
next
ask the cop
question.
that question, they would be like, because I have talked to doctors, many of them, and like all of them have told me the exact same thing. I'm not telling fucking kids to smoke, but this is the effect. I don't like it. Never mind.
Make your own.
No.
Make
come
your own
on.
decisions. The
Yeah.
Lefty Show does not endorse smoking
What did the doctor
marijuana.
probably say?
I
It's not
don't
good to
endorse,
inhale.
and I don't endorse drug use either. I endorse making up your own fucking mind.
Do
I
what
don't
you
even
want
want to
with
know
your
about
body.
it unless you're my friend. But it's funny to me that a pharmaceutical company can synthesize the chemical properties of marijuana that get you high or relieve certain symptoms like nausea. They can synthesize it from the plant and yet tell people that the plant doesn't have medicinal properties. That makes no sense. That makes zero sense. And it's legal. You can buy a pill called Marinol,
Yeah.
which will kind of get you high.
Really?
But it doesn't
Do
relieve
they
the
have to
symptoms.
sound that
No,
knockoffy
it's really
where they
called
put?
Marinol. It's
Yeah.
called Marinol. They took the chemical property and said, this is what we like about this, and we're going to make it something over here and call it medicinal. And yet they tell people, this is
This is the
medicinal.
good stuff.
It is,
We took all the bad away. This is what we got left.
yeah.
I would just say from a practical standpoint, completely abolishing the illegality of marijuana and other substances, what that would do to the
Look
court
at Portugal.
system. What that would do to the court
Look at
system
Portugal.
and
Look at Portugal.
is it Portugal do they do it?
They're
at
all
Portugal
decriminalized.
And the Netherlands, not the Netherlands isn't quite as, but
Yeah.
Portugal, it's not legal.
It's
not
decriminalized.
legal, but it's decriminalized. You can face an administrative fee, and their overall usage went down. And
Yeah, it went down.
the strain on the financial and manpower strain that it had on their government went down as well. I am for the decriminalization of all drugs, decriminalize all of it, and potentially even legalize it. But I haven't quite figured out my stance on that.
Here's my question: What does it cost to house your average penitentiary inmate?
It's about $120,000 a year.
And how many non-violent drug offenders occupy?
Over 50%.
There you go. What would happen if those people were washed out? Would we see?
We might be able to balance the budget.
And the United States has more people in prisons per capita than any other country.
Anywhere else. Yeah.
It's like 2 million now. It's just.
How's that war been going, by the way? Has drug use been down? Are people not using drugs anymore? The war on drugs? Have they won it yet? Oh, no, I guess not. No, guess not. Yeah, it's all.
Well, and it brings up, and that's a nice segue. It's a nice segue to gun control, which is another topic that you have because.
Yep.
Oh my God, Hutch doing Katie's job again. Good job,
You're all
Hutch.
week. Yeah. Actually, I won't. I'm getting the fuck out of here as soon as this is done.
Yeah, bad. Just bad show.
I don't even remember what I was talking about.
Gun control. Gun control.
Well, gun control. Yeah, like it's a nice segue into that because I am against gun control. Like people think I'm a flaming liberal and I'm not. And it's the truth.
I thought you were a little bit flaming liberal. Thought a little bit you were, but you're not.
I think so. I think socially, I would say that I.
Doesn't that make you a libertarian?
Sentiments, but
more. I would say you're more libertarian.
I think so. I'd say it more. Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say more libertarian than anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get
but they're kind of. I don't. But the whole free market, let the free market take over. I'm not.
We had a run-in with that guy, Hutch. Remember that guy on Twitter that was like, "Oh, free market this," and I'm like, "You remember the credit default swap market and what that did?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh," but. Yeah, no, I am.
Pure capitalism is doomed to fail, just as pure socialism is doomed to fail. And what is likely the most practical way to govern a population is using bits and pieces from different modes of governing.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Maybe not dictatorship or like. We live in an oligarchy. We live in a representative democracy. We live in a socialist state. We live in there are elements of socialism and fascism and oligarch. There's elements of a lot of different modes of governing that are present in the Americas and just the United States. In our ways of governing, we embody a lot of different ideologies, and yet we pretend that socialism is wrong. Well, what the fuck is fire? What the fuck is fire protection? What the fuck is school? That's socialism.
Yeah.
That's fucking socialism. And
Yep. No. Yeah. And
I have to stop myself, man. I have to literally stop myself so that you guys can talk to.
No, that's fine. I can just sit back.
All the points though.
Just go for it, bro, man.
Me and Lefty just chime in and go ditto every 2 seconds.
Yeah, seriously.
What more is there to add? You know.
The thing about gun control too is that it seems to me to be so reactionary. The loudest voices you hear about gun control only seem to crop up when some horrible tragedy happens.
Every year.
And it's just
every year.
From somebody, I'm not a mathematician by any stretch of the imagination, but I have attained some high-ish levels, not those kinds of high-ish levels of mathematical knowledge, and I'm like, do you understand like small sample size and confirmation bias and all these things that don't necessarily mean that the lack of gun control is going to ultimately result in every American killing every other one? That doesn't mean that. I mean, let's talk about, instead of violent video games and how evil guns are and how assault weapons,
guns,
right, and how assault weapons. Well, what's the difference between an assault weapon and a handgun in a school full of children?
Full circle there, Lefty. Back to the first topic we talked about with the handguns. Dude walking around shooting cops.
Yep.
Handguns.
Well, I guess the question is, do you think that someone should be able to walk around the street with an M16 and a 60-round clip? I
don't see any reason not to.
Well, that's the thing where they get into the semantics. Like, does the clip?
I don't really have an opinion. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's just that's the talking point. That the semantics of you can own an AR, but you're limited to a 50-round magazine. Does it really matter between the 15 and the 60? He's still going to shoot 15, bullets.
Yeah, it's not going to kill. It's not going to curtail massacres.
At what point do you draw the line then, Chiz? Because I want to have a nuclear weapon in my backyard just in case.
Well, that's where it comes into the Second Amendment. how does it go?
A well-armed militia is
a well-armed militia, but to a certain extent, you know.
Well,
obviously, we're not walking around with tanks and
they
stuff.
They should have added a well-armed and informed militia.
Yes.
But they didn't. But as it stands now, you don't need to be informed to get a gun.
No.
And you also
those are small problems that I have, but I don't know if I think we should just say no guns. Like, I don't think that's the
No, that wouldn't solve anything.
But also, I think the Supreme Court, because that argument crops its head too. It's like, well, so you think people should be able to have RPGs? It's like, well, no, because I mean, just use the legal benchmark. What would a reasonable person think? Of course, a reasonable person isn't going to argue that the Second Amendment means that you should have access to nuclear weapons if you can procure them. Of course, no, that's ridiculous. And I believe the Supreme Court spoke on this issue.
But at some point, you do have to say, actually, you can't have that. I'm asking, do you draw the line at bombs, landmines? Do you draw where do you draw that line? Because at some point, you have to draw it, and that pisses a lot of gun advocates off, because they're like, freedom, 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 and there's no thought to how it practically affects the culture that they live in. So at some point, you do have to draw a line. Yes. I don't know where that line is, and I don't really have an opinion because I don't.
But I also don't think that, because the rationale for that argument is like, well, you don't need this. Do you need to be able to do this? I'm not a fan. If the Second Amendment was not a part of the Constitution, if it wasn't that, you know, if it wasn't the second fucking bullet point in the Constitution's, here's a list of 10 things that we think are pretty damn important, I would be fine with more legislation concerning gun control. But I think you have to be really, 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 when you start going into the Bill of Rights, into those first 10, and you start hacking away at it, you got to be really, 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 really sure of what you're doing. And I don't think legislating and changing those ideas and those ideals based on, well, we don't think, the elected few, don't think you need to be able to do this, because there's a lot of things that are protected in the Bill of Rights that I don't do every day.
The question is why. The question that I have right now is, why is the Bill of Rights, and this is going to sound blasphemous as an American, why are the Bill of Rights and the Constitution such holy documents? Why is it that people speak of them with the same amount of conviction that they do, like the Upanishads or the Bible or something like that? The reason I ask that is because that document was drafted by 55 rich white men who had all previously held office in England. Mm-hmm. That document was not written. Actually, you know what? I didn't know Thomas Jefferson, so I don't know. But there were there were economic and financial reasons for the United States doing what they did at the time. And at the time, all the decisions were being made by a good old boys club of people that not just were like rich, I'm saying wealthy. Mm-hmm. Never have to work a day again the rest of their life. Their money is making them more money just by sitting there. Those are the people who drafted this document. Mm-hmm. And I'm asking, why don't...
I'm not extolling the virtues of those people.
I mean, like,
I'm extolling their ideas.
I know that it's wrong to hit someone in the fucking face, and I know that it's wrong to walk up to someone and call them a fucking a nigger or something like that. I know that's wrong, and I would never do that. Why do I need a fucking Bill of Rights to look at and say, well, it's wrong because it was written teaching an electorate to have their own moral compass?
I think it's more to the embodiment of not only does the government say that you have liberty, but the government, you as a citizen, are also entitled to know what you can and cannot do, and also you know what the government can and cannot do to you. And I think those ideas, although they were born from self-perpetuating, selfish,
which is why they've had to be amended 17 additional times.
Ideals, I do think the ideas surrounding them, the idea of free speech.
It's a beautifully written document. Right. I'm not going to take them away from their skills at writing. Like the way that it's written, you're just like, holy shit, slow clap. Yeah. That was written 300 years ago, and so that blows my mind. So I'm just saying, I don't know. It just seems silly to I think I'd like to think that people know what things are wrong just because of based on their own life experiences, and I'm less inclined to listen to someone I don't know.
Well, no, I think what you're arguing for,
man.
what you're arguing against, are people that say that the Constitution should never ever be changed because it was perfect the first day it was written. And your argument,
No, that's
Hutch,
not true. Fuck,
right,
you're crazy.
Right? If you
say
think that, no, you're nuts.
Insane. It was not written when the internet was here, which changed everything. Like
Because
Yeah,
if it's on the internet, it's true. By the way,
No, but I don't think enough people even understand the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. Look at what they vote in and pass, like the Patriot Act. That totally invalidates your Fourth Amendment right there.
Yeah.
And what is the one that passed last year where they can just detain you for no reason whatsoever?
The NDAA, the National Defense.
Passed again last year. People don't know their rights that well. They vote in stupid propaganda like that bullshit.
no, yeah, that's. Oh, was it?
They
What's
only know
what's
the two.
that?
They know the one and the two.
But why did they vote in? But why did they? They didn't vote on the Patriot Act. That
No,
was just
no, that's
enacted.
that's their elected officials.
That was just elected officials.
Well, yeah, in that sense, they voted for the Patriot
Yeah.
Act. But this is the drawback of representative democracy because
It's not a true democracy.
no.
You know what also is a true democracy? Communism. Full
Communism-
circle.
True
No.
communism doesn't have a self-centered government. It's just there is no.
No,
Senate.
in true Marxist
In
communism,
Marxist, not
everybody.
true communism.
But
Isn't
that's where
Marx
true communism comes
right? Isn't
from,
that
was from
isn't
when he
Marx
was
the guy? I mean,
author.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've read his manifesto, but I'm pretty sure he's the guy.
But communism doesn't even exist in nature.
Say that again.
What? Where everybody votes on
Communism does
everything?
not even exist in nature.
Where does democracy exist in nature?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I
Well,
guess you could say that.
Marxists will tell you that the world will inevitably lead to communism, and libertarians will tell you that it will inevitably lead to a completely unbridled free market. Like, which one is right? Like, they both can't be right.
I don't know.
And it's so silly to me that people stick to one thing. It's like, is it possible that something else might come that you didn't see happening? Like,
That's rational thinking.
Marx
You don't agree
Marx
with that.
isn't that old. Marx isn't that old. When was that? 1700s? 1800s?
Oh,
that was just recently. That was not that long ago. And so,
Oh man, I don't remember when Marx. Anyway, we will send Katie into the Lefty Show archives to figure all this out. On the other side of the break, we're in the home stretch. Last 30 minutes of the Lefty Show. You're locked in right here.
Can't answer that. We're here now. This is the home stretch. We're at the home stretch now. We weren't before. We are. That was gay.
Lefty, I want to get to know you. I want to get to know the. So I got a question for you. Your interstitial. That's what they call them, guys. Your interstitial that you ran through the live stream, the title card with the Lefty. Yeah. So I noticed in there it said he's getting older, but not wiser. So my question to you is: do you feel the need as a evidently intellectual and intelligent man to deprecate yourself a little bit? No. That's not what I was getting at. That's not what I meant. Everyone has their different reasons. Because I do the same thing. I do the same shit. I'm just asking you if you threw the. Did you ask specifically for that line? Like, did you type it out and give it to the guy and then? So I'm just wondering.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're good, man. You should be a voice actor.
People are saying they can't hear you, Lefty.
Oh,
It's muted.
Lefty.
God damn it.
God damn it.
You know what? I've got so many things that I have to do
There we go.
to go
You
from.
have to click.
This is the producer's job. Thank you,
It is.
everybody,
It really
for letting me
is.
know. I forgot. Okay.
Jesus.
Here's my thing, because
This is the producers.
when I change scenes on XSplit, I have to make sure to mute and then unmute XSplit. Otherwise, you guys get the crackling in the background, because XSplit is just such a wonderful program. And then I have to change this. I have to change the scene, mute, unmute XSplit, unmute the plugin, make sure my microphone is turned up on my board, and then hit the station image. And I just forgot to unmute my microphone. So you guys forgot that whole damn thing.
Katie, I'd just like to say thank you for clarifying that the Communist Manifesto was written in 1848. So
Anytime.
if you didn't know that, now
She's
you know.
back from
That
the
was only
archives.
That was less than 200 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's less than 200 years ago, and look at the effect that manifesto had on the world. Look
But
at that.
small
Think about that.
joke. I have a small joke. Communism failed from the start. Do you want to know why? Because it wasn't just developed by Karl Marx.
Okay, why?
It was co-authored by Friedrich Engels. And yet
This
they
is
call
true.
it Marxism. So the whole philosophy of no one's higher than anyone else, we're all set as equals, kind of went out the window right there. Just saying. You put that in a little brain.
Oh,
I mean, what justification did Marx have to name it after him? Just a
well, I
small
wonder
joke.
how much
but
money. I wonder how much money Karl Marx made off of that manifesto. Did he
Engels
sell it,
fronted
or
the
was it
money.
What's that?
Engels is the one who also fronted the money for it too.
Oh.
Yeah, he got really fucked out of that one. I think he sold it.
But I want to go back to the question. You're dodging the question, Lefty. I'd say this to you, Chiz, because you're obviously smart too. Like, do you guys, as intellectual people, feel the need to kind of make yourself sound stupid sometimes? Because if you
Always.
make yourself sound smart, you're accused of being arrogant. If I use multisyllabic words, then I am arrogant, or something like that. And I'm wondering if the effects, like, if you deliberately dumb down what you have to say sometimes, not to cater to a particular audience per se, but to avoid labels of arrogance or I don't know what the fuck people get pissed off of.
Big-headedness.
People
Why
think
using big
intelligence
words,
is
man.
Oh yeah, I get that all the time. I get people that accuse me of just looking up words to use in
Which he does
in a
do, for the
commentary.
record. He just reads the thesaurus. Do not. I can't say that word, so fuck all of you, okay?
You obviously can because you just said it.
I'm sorry.
looking through,
Chiz, I think I'm getting a call from Irony. Hold on, I think it's for you.
Do you know the definition of irony, by the way? Do you know?
Hutch, I'm glad you brought this up in your
Liz-
video because that's a pet peeve of mine that people don't know the definition. It's coincidental, and they call it irony most of the time.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Well.
Okay, so what is
irony,
explain the difference.
Okay, I'm going to try and paraphrase because it was so complicated when I looked it
Yeah.
up that I never want to use that word again now because I don't know if I'm using it right. 'Cause like in the book there was a specific there was a literary example of irony where a character pretends to be dumber than he actually is, and then there was like 5 other, but none of them. I never saw one definition that said it's a funny coincidence.
No,
that's what I always thought it was.
People always use it wrong, and I was laughing on the inside when you brought that up in your one of your recent commentaries. I'm like, because when I found it out, I too thought the same thing. It was in one of my English lit classes. I'm like, really? I've been using it wrong for about 18 years so far.
I found out 2 days ago that I was using irony wrong for 29 years. How do you not feel humbled in the face of something like that? You know,
but I wouldn't feel bad because everyone uses it wrong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think at that point it's taken on the meaning that people intend, right? At that point, for that long, doesn't irony then also take on that meaning, even though it's not technically correct?
Yeah, kind of like the word faggot. It's like lexicon changes over time, and our attitudes toward the word change sometimes. So, in a sense, you're right, but I seriously never want to use that word again.
But let's see, back to your question. Do I feel the need to... I don't feel the need to make myself sound stupid.
You talk yourself down?
I do self-deprecate, but that's for wholly different reasons. It's not a oh, I need to dumb down what I do, because I don't want to dumb down. I don't want to. I mean, if somebody's having trouble understanding something I'm saying, I will gladly try to explain it to them. But I'm not going to, from the start, assume that people are too stupid to understand what I'm saying. I'm going to use the words that I normally use. Katie, please straighten this out, by the way. I talk like like my face is in a dictionary all the time, don't I?
Pretty much, yeah.
But that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. Why is that a bad thing?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's not you trying to make yourself look cool. I mean, that's up to you to decide that. But that's you.
No, look at my subscriber count. Not cool. Not as cool as it could be. There's a lot of other people with a lot more subscribers.
On the other end of the spectrum, there's a lot more subs there.
Yeah, of people that just make dick jokes all the time. So
you'd be surprised.
Katie, why the fuck aren't you talking? Is it because you're 18 and you're kind of timid, or what's the deal? Or do you not talk very much?
I don't really talk very much. I'm
sure you do. Get out of here. I'm sure Lefty's had lots of conversations with you.
That's not the point.
Okay.
No,
I didn't mean.
I think
some of it. I'm just teasing, by the way.
No, I think
I know.
I get a lot of that. People are like, Katie should talk more. You guys aren't letting Katie talk.
Yeah.
Katie is actually doing a lot. Like, she's the one that monitors the Lefty Show hashtag on Twitter.
Yeah.
She's the one that does. She's the one. Somebody. I see somebody tweeted her asking her about why she's changing the color of the bar at the bottom of her screen.
That's for us.
That's for us. That's to keep us on time.
Yep.
That's to make sure we know when to go to break.
No,
how much time
I know
we have
you're
left.
doing stuff over there. I was.
And also, there's the aforementioned crazy internet problems because for whatever reason her computer / internet.
Well, for now it's fine.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
I'm not done with this conversation. I don't want to leave. I don't want to stop this podcast at 7. Putting all kinds of barriers on me, man.
I'm sorry, Hutch. Is what we do, man. We can.
First guest doesn't want to leave. That's how good the show is.
Yeah, I don't know. There's always you're welcome back anytime. I think at this point, this show has been so awesome. I think at this point, there's no reason to not extend just an open invitation whenever you want. Just hit me up and be like, yeah, I want to be on the show tonight, asshole. Get me on your show. I'll be like, okay.
See, now Monster Mutt Doghouse says Hutch is a pervert. And so when I read comments like that, I have no idea if that person's being sarcastic or not. But maybe I assume that they aren't. Because I talked to Katie, I'm a pervert. Like, there are so many... I don't know. I think it's just kids.
Oh, it has to be.
Because say what you will about quit bitching, man. You're fucking up there in your sky tower with air conditioning you should not complain about. But I'm the one who reads this shit. And I have feelings, guys.
And the problem...
Yeah, I got feels.
The problem with YouTube, with viewers
sometimes.
Is that their YouTube experience is individual, whereas our experience with them is collective. Our experience with comments from viewers is a collective experience. So
you can't help in your head but treat it like it's one thing. Mm-hmm. And then if you get a few negative comments that day, it's not just like 3 out of 600,000 people. That the whole thing that you see as one thing turns into a hostile thing. Mm-hmm. And then you just get on Twitter and you're like, but in reality, you're not talking to anyone. You're basically talking to yourself.
Yeah. Right, especially if you're like me and you block those people.
That's why if you look at like the way that I specifically have handled myself on Twitter recently, I'm making it a point to like. It's actually, there are some hilarious gems in my Twitter feed right now as far as conversations. Because I would ask people that would make a comment like, Hutch is a pervert. I'd be like, why? And then they'd be like, because you fucking creep me out. And I'd be like, well, you're not. And then some people would actually attempt to give me, like,
reasons why you're a pervert?
Well thought out explanations as to why their accusation was correct. And I would press them further. There are some gems in my Twitter feed, but now like I only focus on one person if they're bothering me, and I try not to.
For lack of a better term,
you don't make it meta.
Yeah,
I guess. Or am I saying that right? / using it right? Meta world.
Meta.
I don't know.
Meta is the whole.
The whole Meta World Peace. Ron Artest. He will never not be. Why did he change his name to Meta World Peace?
Why?
What is wrong with you in your brain? Where you're like, you know what, Ron Artest, not doing it for me anymore. Meta World Peace.
It's kind of catchy. It's got a jingle to it.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Weird non.
Especially, you know who was pissed about that? The NBA, because they had to change all those jerseys that they sold.
Hey, that just adds value to the other ones beforehand.
No, it doesn't, because it's a Ron Artest jersey. It's Ron Artest. He's not. I mean, great. Now Meta World Peace is going to come.
What was one of the other topics on the list there? Try to get to one of them in the last 10 minutes.
This is my Hutch. What do you? Hey, my show, bro. What are you doing trying to program this stuff? I'm kidding. Katie, what do we got? No. Yeah, that's right.
Chiz seemed to want to really talk about the Gabe Newell thing.
Yeah, Chiz has got to. You know what we haven't got to? We haven't gotten to the Rooster Teeth thing from like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was
That's old news, though.
Okay, I'm sorry, Chiz.
Hold on, I got notes. We
didn't have a bit on that. I just wanted to flood them with tweets like we used to.
Oh, you wanted to flood Rooster Teeth?
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
Hey, come on over here. Look at this.
Hey, we got a response out of Monster Gaming, so
we did. So
I think we win. But
Boom, bam.
I know the guy who runs that social media site, Joe. He's a really nice kid. Joe, if you're watching,
send us some free damn Monster, please. I love your product.
We would get fucking holy shit. We would get just boxes of it.
Really?
We didn't have any place to put it in the old office at Machinima, so we'd have like fucking crates of energy drinks, and you just walk down, and you're like, can I have one?
Are these for us?
It's like, no, it's just storage. It's just quick storage for.
Yeah.
All right, Chiz. So you wanted to talk about? You get your pick. You either get to talk about Gabe Newell and being scared of Apple like a little biatch, or talk about the prospective Xbox 720/PS4 specs.
Well, let's make it a democracy. We'll take a vote real quick.
I don't care either way because I play PC.
I'm more interested in the game specs.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm PC gaming master race, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Not, however, though.
Katie, you're getting a PC.
Yeah, but I don't have one, so for now.
Right, and when you get it, you will immediately have a well above average PC because I'm sending you my GTX 580.
Okay.
Can you stop flirting?
I don't have to flirt. I don't have to flirt.
That was flirting. Saying you're going to give her your twin Frozer is flirting.
I'm going to give her more than my twin Frozer, bro. Don't worry about that. Okay, so anyway, the leaked specs. Chiz, this is your ball. Run with it.
So apparently the next generation of Xbox, you're going to be constantly hardwired online to it. You cannot play offline. It has to be connected to the internet. They're really pushing. I swear to God, PS4.
That's a rumor. It's a rumor. It's not confirmed.
No, they're not going to do that.
No, they couldn't do that. That's way too consumer hostile.
No
like
way.
Blizzard
GameStop's not going away anytime soon. It's like another 10 years.
Blizzard got away with that.
You think that because PlayStation 4, well, all right, this is different about GameStop going away now, but they did say they're trying to push for digital distribution. Obviously, they're not going to get rid of their optical drive in this generation, probably the next, but they're pushing towards it. So what they've came out and said, and Sony said it for the PlayStation 4, is that the discs are going to be coming with activation codes, one-time use.
So it's like a DRM.
Yeah, a DRM for the disc. So once you've used it, it's up. So, and I think they're really going to go with that model because Sony also announced something similar. So how does that hurt the used game industry, rentals, all that shit?
I don't know. How easy is it going to be for somebody to? Because remember when the PS3 root code was cracked? Like, how easy would it be for somebody to crack that system? And then just tell the system, be like, no, don't worry about this thing in the code on the disk that says that it shouldn't run. Don't worry about that. Just play the damn thing.
Well, I'm sure that's a possibility.
So what I would say to that is that it would be irresponsible of them to implement DRMs on physical discs that will be used for their next system if they do not heavily discount digitally distributed games. That I do not understand. Why are they charging me $65
because they
to
can
download a game?
Because there's no retail cost.
Just no distribution cost to them at all besides the bandwidth and the storage, but they are charging me the same like that and they wonder why piracy occurs. That to me is, if they do the DRM thing, I think that they will just get fucking butt raped by Reddit and everyone else. Like Sony's already lost a lot of footing in the last race. They made up for it a little bit at the end because they do have a really good PS3 is great with great games and first party exclusives and stuff like that. But with a DRM, I think they are grossly underestimating the power of social media and the Reddit.
Ubisoft got in trouble for that all the time, didn't they? They constantly get in trouble. With
they
DRM.
have horrible DRM on their PC titles. But that's what I was saying. If they're gonna, because the reason they're implementing that obviously is to push towards digital distribution being their mainstream thing. But I agree with you. That's what I was saying. The only way that's gonna work is if you cut at least in half the price of the digital copies of the game.
Yeah.
Because there's no justification for paying $60. That's why no one buys them now. You can buy Call of Duty for $30 on digital when I can get it for $5 at GameStop.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I want to know how much of piracy is just the gaming industry collectively trying to make up for their own inefficiencies, right? Because what is the development cost to Call of Duty? A single Call of Duty title. Don't they have some huge development budget?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And they try to cry poor when they're like, oh, the evil used games. Well, it's like, I mean, I don't mean to belittle Call of Duty, but it's like
that's the publisher,
recycling
not necessarily. That's the publisher, not necessarily the dev. So like the people that make the game, I feel bad for devs because I have met so many devs in the last 3 years, and like I used to sit back and just watch the games industry and fantasize in my wildest dreams about ever being a part of it. Never did I think I would be interviewing people like Josh Olin and a number of other people. David Vonderhaar is like a close friend of mine to this day, and I feel bad for devs more than anything else because they work like 80 hours a week for like 9 months straight, and then they get 3 months off, and then it's right back to the grind. And they're the ones that get all the shit for the poor marketing tactics that the publisher gets through. So I think that.
But the publisher is signing those checks, right?
We need a well-educated consumer base that stops fucking tweeting the wrong people their bullshit.
Yeah, I used to rip on David Vonderhaar. Now I just want to. Well, I want to meet him. I want to get drunk with him.
Vaughn invites it, and he'll even tell you that. Like Vaughn invites it, and he'll even tell you that. But he's gotten so much better. Like he behaves so well now. Like look at his Twitter feed. You can tell that man learned a lesson in the last year, and he learned it quick. He learned it a lot quicker than I did. But I actually aspire to handle myself like David Vonderhaar as is on Twitter right now because he's very, very, very open and transparent with the people that buy and support his game, and deals very gracefully with people that are just belligerent. Fix the fucking game.
Well, there you go. And there you go.
Go, you fucking asshole. Stop. Like, why do you think that you have a say in how the weapons are tuned in the game? You don't. You have no say in how Call of Duty goes. You have no say. You do, and they do take your opinion into account, but stop it. Stop it.
I'm trying to find the keys to the show because I got to give them to Hutch.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
No, but the publishers are still writing those checks, aren't they? They have some oversight in terms of the developers. Be like, okay, here's what we're gonna buy or pay for or sell for, like, because it's hard for me to believe that Activision has little to no input over how much Treyarch or Infinity Ward spends developing a Call of Duty game. It's hard for me to believe that. So I just think collectively they think
that's a question for Activision, though. I think that's a question for Activision and not a.
But my point is that I think the game industry collectively just likes to cover up for inefficiencies, and I think they're using the used game market as that. It's like, how about you know, Ubisoft has how many different satellite offices all over the world, and they're crying broke all the time. Oh, we're broke. It's like, well, do you really need Ubisoft Czechoslovakia? Do you really need it? Yes, I know Czechoslovakia isn't a country
go back
anymore.
to, you're mentioning pirating and this, this thing, and this ties in with the digital distribution thing and the Gabe Newell thing. If they made it easier and more cost-effective for people to purchase digital distributed games and content, pirating would go very far down. That's what happened with the music industry and several others. If they just cut the price down and made it very easy for people to go, oh, here's a game, download it, they would do it.
It's like, $20. They've already cut 90% of their costs by doing it digitally, and they're charging the same price. And they're crying about the used game market. Well, maybe that's them making up for the used game market. And if that's, I see. Like, I kind of sympathize with publishers when it comes to the used game market. I do. I don't necessarily think that used games should go away, but I think that that would be frustrating to me if, like, they didn't have a say in. Because the publishers right now don't have a say in how much those games are sold at a used cost. So I'm sure they get a percentage of the fucking $5.99 that someone spent for a copy of Crazy Taxi at GameStop. But they're only like
great game.
They don't have any say in how their product is valued. So in a way, GameStop is kind of like YouTubers. Well, it's particularly like gaming Call of Duty guys. Like, everyone else does the hard work making the game, and then we just fucking play it. And some people get paid healthy sums of money.
Hutch,
for shitting
this guy
on
right here. Oh, never mind.
Every day, their whole channel is based around shitting on a game, and then they wonder why Activision gets mad when they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy with our game and our property?"
He wants a game. He wants a copy early. Yeah, I don't think so.
So I sympathize with both the publishers and the consumers for different reasons. But I think the used game market, like, it kind of sucks, man. Like, that it's good for GameStop and it's good for the consumers, but you are kind of telling someone else that I'm not going to pay you what you think your product is worth. And maybe I'm just fucking.
But if a game is in the used game market, didn't the publishers already get paid what they think the game is worth?
They did.
But the idea of selling a game is that you're selling an experience. Like, someone is paying you money so that you will make their heart race a little bit more and get them really engrossed in something. You're paying for an experience, and when you buy a used game, like, I don't really buy used games, and I'm not rich. Fuck off, man. Like, and I didn't really buy a whole lot of used games when I was making fucking $1,200 a month at Olive Garden. But I like to support the games industry. I don't think you're a fucking bad guy if you buy used games, but I think it is kind of a dilemma with not really an answerable question. Like, and I think digital distribution answers that question.
Yeah.
Once it's yours, it's yours. Yep. You know.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up there. This has been probably one of the best shows ever. I mean, we've only had 8, and they've been
bad. If you want to have me back on, just and if people liked what I had to say, then just ask me. But
we thoroughly enjoyed.
I'm glad you had me on.
Oh, thank you for coming on. Everybody be sure to let us know what you think of Hutch. Hutch, I think as it being my show, but I think I can speak for Katie and Chiz. I think we would love to have you at any time, open invitation. If you're like, you know what, I want to rap about this.
Yeah,
you can come rap. We'll drop the beat.
You got my tweet. Yeah, you got my tweeters. Just hit me up. I'm usually here.
Okay.
Really?
I'm usually here or somewhere like pretty close to here.
Or fishing out cloth poop out of your dog.
Or doing that.
Ripping bongs on the corner street.
Yeah, ripping off bongs. Hutch, stop ripping off bongs. Come on. Get it together, man.
You're rich. Come on.
I'm hearing you because you're breaking up a little bit, so if I look like I'm disengaged, I'm not trying to be rude. I just can't really hear you all the time.
Anyway, thank you to Hutch for coming on. His links are in his respective links, Twitter, YouTube, in the description. Same thing for Chiz, and also Little Miss Katie. Follow her, Little Miss Kaity on Twitter. I'm at Lefty643. That's going to be our show for tonight. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Anyway, guys, that's our time. Thank you for joining. We hope you enjoyed. We are out.
Peace off.